The video froze at 2:37 a.m. A figure drenched in rain kneeling at a child's grave. Ellen paused the footage, her breath hitched. The camera caught just enough fingertips tracing her son's name, Sam. The cemetery gates locked at 10. Whoever that was shouldn't have been there. But there they were, again. Ellen didn't even grab an umbrella. She just took her coat and bolted into the fog, tires slicing through wet asphalt. By the time she reached the graveyard, the rain had softened to a whisper. And there it was. A small bright blue toy car, Sam's favorite color. She froze. Someone had been here, someone who knew, and that's when the line between grief and obsession blurred. Ellen had lost Sam 3 years ago. A rare illness, the kind of thing doctors say in low voices while promising everything possible. 2 years of hospitals, alarms, and hope that frayed like an old ribbon. And yet, he'd still smiled through it. The last thing he'd said to her was, "Mama Racer, you'll win for both of us." Now she stood in the same cemetery every week, waiting for some sign that time could rewind. But lately, she didn't have to wait. Someone else was beating her to it. The next morning she returned. The flowers were upright, the marble clean, the soil smooth, too smooth. Someone had tended to the grave. She waved down the caretaker. "Did you clean this?" He blinked. "No, ma'am, we just cut the grass." Ellen's heart dropped. If not him, then who? The next week, it happened again. Fresh lilies, the vase spotless, not a footprint in sight. She tried to rationalize it. Maybe the wind shifted things. Maybe she'd remembered wrong. Grief plays tricks like that. It moves the furniture in your mind when you're not looking. Still, she couldn't ignore the details. Flowers don't tilt themselves upright. Soil doesn't rake itself. By the third visit, she decided to test reality. She took a photo, flowers slightly tilted, one petal missing, dirt uneven. She flattened the soil herself, the way a detective might set a trap. Then she left. 3 days later, she returned and felt her chest tighten. The flowers were rearranged, the soil raked, and right there, faint and undeniable, were small half-moon imprints. Fingertips. Her hand shook as she pulled out her phone to compare the picture. The difference was clear. Someone had been there. Again. This time Ellen wanted answers. She brought a note, just a small card. She tucked it under a stem and wrote, "Who are you?" Simple, almost ridiculous. Like writing a letter to the wind. She walked away wondering if she'd just scared off whoever or whatever was visiting. Days passed, then a week. Each night she debated going back. Scared of both outcomes. What if the note was gone? What if it wasn't? When she finally returned, her heart sank. The note was still there, soggy and untouched. For a second, she laughed through tears. "Of course," she said to Noah. "I'm the only crazy one here." But as she turned to leave, she saw something new. At the base of the headstone, hidden in the grass, another toy car. A red one this time. Her breath caught. She hadn't told anyone about Sam's toy collection. Ellen went home shaken but curious. That night, she rewatched the old footage from her security camera facing the cemetery road. The footage was grainy, blurred by rain. But there, 2:37 a.m., again a shape moved through the fog, pausing by the same spot. She froze the frame. It wasn't a man, not fully. The outline was wrong, too small, too light. The head tilted upward, as if smiling. Her eyes burned. "Sam?" she whispered. Ridiculous, impossible. But the mind of a mother doesn't care about logic. It cares about hope. She drove back one last time before dawn. Mist clung to the headstones, thick as memory. When she reached Sam's grave, she found something she hadn't expected or known. But this time, it had been opened. Inside, a single line was written in shaky handwriting. "Thank you for still visiting." The pen fell from her fingers. The blue car gleamed faintly in the rising light. Was it a stranger who had lost someone too? A child's friend keeping a promise? Or something else entirely, something love refused to let die? Ellen didn't know. She just knew the world had stopped feeling empty for the first time in years. If this story gave you chills, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Do you think someone kind was visiting Sam? Or do you think something far stranger was at play? Because sometimes the people we lose aren't really gone. They're just finding new ways to remind us they still remember.